right, hello everyone. This is Judith Hope, and today we're going to be talking about my spring equinox ritual. So I am super excited to get into this. I do this ritual every spring equinox, actually every equinox and every fall. I think that the change of seasons is a great time to both manifest and predict your future. So I have put together this ritual that I've been doing the past few years that I'm going to share with you guys today. So I'm super excited to share it with you, and I hope you guys are super excited to get into it. Before we do, though, I just want to note, if you have not already, please hit a like and subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. Also, feel free to leave a comment if you would like. But yeah, and then I also have some freebies linked below too if you want to check those out. I have a free third eye activation meditation if you're trying to open up your third eye, enhance your psychic abilities, but also to get in touch with your higher self and your spirit guides, right? It's so much bigger than just, tapping into your psychic abilities, right? What we can do once we open up our third eye, once we, remember who we are, right? And we're able to tap into our higher self, right? And the other dimensions, the other cosmos, all that kind of stuff. So if you're wanting to go on that journey, my free third eye activation meditation is a really good place to start. Also, if you are crafty like me, we are going to be getting into some of the ways that I am crafty, and you can see I love stickers. I actually made some free sticker printables. So they are not like actual stickers I'm selling, but they're sticker printables. So you can print them out. You can, if you have a sticker maker, you can make them into real stickers, or you could just like use them as the background on your phone. However you want to use them, they're completely free. You just have to click on the link below, insert your email, and then they'll get straight to you, sent straight to you in your email. So just want to let you guys know about that below. But otherwise, let's get into it. So let's talk a little bit about this ritual that I do. So for me, with each changing of the seasons, I want to do a little bit of a quarterly check-in, right? Like, let's look like kind of at what happened, let's close that energy out, and then let's kind of look at the new energy every quarter. And I think it's really nice to do it on the spring and equinox because it just, I don't know, it just kind of feels organic to do it that way, right? We're changing seasons, we're changing the weather, like we're going into a new season. So I want to know kind of what's on par for this next season. I also want to set my goals and intentions and manifestations, right? And so the first thing that I do, and I do this, normally on my own. I'm doing this for you guys here on YouTube, but I'm also going to do it in my group, the Starseed Collective. And actually, I'm filming this before I do it, but by the time this is posted, I will have already done it. So I have a free meetup group called the Starseed Collective where I'll be doing this with folks like in a live setting over Zoom. So if you haven't already, that's also a link you can check out, link below. If you want to find spiritual community, it's a great place to meet others and also get to come and hang out with me and learn about all kinds of galactic history, starseed stuff, spirituality, rituals, witchy stuff, right? So also another thing to check out if you're interested. But the first thing I normally do is I just need to kind of like, before I start doing my ritual, I just need to, clear stuff out, like clear the energy and connect, right? So normally I honestly just put on some type of like meditation music. I just sit, do some breathing exercises. Normally I open my Akashic records as well. That's because I'm an Akashic records practitioner. So I'm pretty used to opening up my records. So if you work with the records, you could open up your Akashic records. If you work with any like particular spirit guides, or spirits, like, maybe you have, like a certain spirit, like Hecate or something that you want to call in. You could call in those spirits as well. You can call in the four elements. You can call in your higher self, right? You can connect to your higher self. You can just call in your primary spirit team too. Kind of whatever you want to do, whoever you want to call in, you can do that. Now, I have designed a really brief meditation that we're going to do here just in a second in this video. So we'll go through that, but during that or prior to that, if you want to call in any of those like spirit individuals, I would recommend doing that as well. All right, so after you kind of connect, right, you connect to the energy, you feel good, you feel in it. you're going to start the manifestation portion of the ritual. And so, this part of the ritual I actually learned from one of my first psychic mentors when I was first kind of spiritually awakening, learning about this stuff. She did this in our group, and I don't know, it just really stuck with me, and I've done it ever since. But what she had us do was say, I easily find myself doing dot dot dot, whatever we wanted to be doing. And then this spring equinox, or if you're doing this in the fall, this fall equinox, or this winter solstice. So to give an example, you could write out, I easily find myself cooking healthy food at home as opposed to going out and buying fast food. Like if you're trying to reduce the amount of fast food that you're eating and cook healthier, right? Or I easily find myself increasing my savings and cutting purchases on frivolous items. So if you're trying to work on like spending less on, maybe more frivolous or silly things that you don't need and really trying to increase your savings, you could put that, right? So I recommend physically writing these down. So here's where I write mine. So I recommend like a notebook, a notepad. This is actually a planner. I'm like a planner girl, if you know what that means. But basically like doing planner arts and like an actual planner. This one's really cool. This is called the Magic of I planner. And I don't know if you can see it there. Yeah, but it's actually got a lot of astrology in it. And it's very witchy. It's very cool. And it's actually all like these white pages, but I put down, like I cut out of a purple notebook, I put these purple pages down, and then I put washi tape and stickers. And you don't have to put all of those stickers or washi if you don't want to. Obviously, I just like doing that, but if you do want to have fun with it, put some stickers down or doodle if you like to draw, or like you could even like watercolor or paint around the edges, whatever you like to do if you have time and want to do that. I totally recommend just taking some time to be creative. Also, if you don't have time to do that, you can literally just get a white piece of paper out and write it down, right? I know a lot of people are busy. They have, family obligations, career obligations, things like that. So, with that being said, I also use this time to kind of get a little bit of a sneak peek into what the like future equinox period is going to hold for me. So, I started doing this the more I opened my third eye, the more I tapped in, I was able to kind of get intuitive downloads and hits. And so, like, some of the stuff I'll be writing down here, I'm trying to get in the center of the screen. Let's see. There we go. It'll be things I'm trying to manifest. Some of the stuff coming through, though, is going to be things that I'm just getting intuitive hits on. Like, I easily find myself doing this or that, and I'm like, oh, like, I'm going to do that this spring equinox, or that energy's coming through. That's interesting, right? So I'm kind of using it as a way to give myself, like, a little mini reading, which is really interesting, right? It's like, what hits am I going to get? What's coming through? Like, what messages do my guides have for me, my higher self have for me, my star family have for me? So I use it for that as well. So that's the first part of the ritual that I do. Second part of the ritual I do is actually doing like a little mini like card reading for myself. And so the process I've developed specifically for the equinox and solstices is to draw a card for each area of my life. For example, I may draw a card for like my career, my work, my business, right? What is that going to look like for me in the spring equinox? Like, is it going to be a super like joyful period where I'm just like making a bunch of content or having a bunch of great sessions with clients or getting a bunch of downloads? Or is it going to be a more like challenging lake season, right? Where I'm learning lessons, right? Or I'm like maybe going through different challenges or struggles where I'm having to overcome certain blocks in my life or certain fears. Or maybe I'm working with people who there's going to be difficult like work situations, right? So I'm kind of getting like a little sneak peek, I guess you could say, of the energy that is to come. But I do that for all the different areas of my life, right? And I don't always draw a card for all areas. It's just kind of like the ones that feel resonant on the day I'm doing the reading. So you can also like draw a card for like family life, right? Or health, fitness, right? Love, romance, relationships, right? Like no matter if you're, single and looking to get into a relationship or you've been in a relationship, for a long time, or maybe you're happily single. Like, you can always draw a card for whatever's going on in your world this season. Like, what is the energy going to be like there? I also always do a general overall card as well. So like generally overall, like what does the season like look like for me? Also, if you have a deck that you like to use to get a message from your star family or your spirit guides, you can also like draw a card to say like, here's a message from my spirit guides for this season. Here's a message from my star family for this season. So like, for example, I use the Lyran Oracle deck to get messages from my star family, because the Lyrans are, I have a big soul history there. So a lot of my star family is Lyran or has had Lyran incarnations, just like I have. So I always just kind of use this one like, hey, like, what does my star family have to say about this situation or this season, right? So you could do that. I also use, like, for my spirit guides, I use my legendary ladies deck. So I'm like, hey, like, what is the energy of this season gonna look like from my spirit guides perspectives? I could use this deck, right? And so how I do it, if you guys do tarot, like there's this whole like way. Let's see if I can center this. I had it, let's see, there we go. So there's this, you make a tarot card spread and you basically draw these boxes, right? And so I kind of have done it this way, where I'll like draw the box, as you can see. So like draw the boxes here, and then I'll write the different categories there. Now typically I could also put like the deck too, like what deck I'm drawing from, to say like, hey, like this deck is from the Lyran Oracle deck. I didn't do that this time, but I'll probably just write the name of the deck besides the box. Now when you're doing tarot, you'll typically like write like the number, like, hey, like I'm gonna do like that one first and I'm gonna do this one second. But this spread is always just easy. I kind of just go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so what I'll do is I'll draw the card. I'll write, the card of it. Say I got like the Ace of Cups here or something. I write Ace of Cups. Or say I got like the transformation card in my Moon Witch deck. If I'm using an Oracle deck, I would write that down. And then I'll kind of intuit into it and write any messages I get. So if you read tarot or you use Oracle cards a lot, you kind of know how to intuit into a card, and just any messages that come through based off the original meaning of the card, but then too just like channeling and feeling into the energy of the card. Like, okay, like how do I interpret this? Like what's going to happen, or what should I be like on the lookout for, or like what does this kind of like symbolize or represent? And I think too, like sometimes if we use tarot a lot in particular, or even with Oracle, like sometimes certain cards may have individualized meanings to us. So like, for example, we may get this card and it's like, hey, like every time I get this card, like it brings up the same thing in my life that I'm dealing with. Like maybe it's always like a relationship with a certain family member, or like a tendency or behavioral pattern that you're trying to work through or break through. So if you draw that card, you could be like, oh, hey, I think like this is going to come up for me again. Like maybe it's an insecurity about, filming content and being seen on the internet. So I'm going to be working more on this insecurity about filming content for my small business on the internet this spring. And that could mean a bunch of things. That could mean that you're making content, right? Or it could mean that maybe you're healing through that, or having conversations with a therapist about that, or a spiritual practitioner about that, or doing healing sessions around that, right? Or maybe you're taking workshops and, being forced to be in a Zoom call in front of people and be seen in that way, right? So it could mean a lot of different things. But you just kind of like, you intuit it, or you kind of just journal about it too. If you're not really big into reading messages, you can just kind of journal about what comes up for you or what it represents. You can also go to just like a random tarot card like generator online if you don't have a deck, and you can just like literally, there's so many of them, and I will try to put either one on the screen or down below, but you can just click and like a tarot card will pop up, and like the meaning of it will pop up too. So you can always go through and look at that as well. You can also go by the guidebook and what the guidebook says too, and just write your notes there. So yeah, again, here's my spread. I haven't done it yet. I'm gonna do it when I do it live with my group that I was mentioning earlier, the Starseed Collective. And so yeah, so I'm actually gonna have some time here now. I'm gonna put up some like AI like generated graphics of like springtime and fairies and things like that up, and then I'm gonna give you guys a like a little guided meditation here to kind of get you into the energy and then give you time to do both the manifestation part of the ritual and then the card draw as well. So this video, this space is made to be interactive. And so I always tell people, like, anytime before I'm putting up a guided meditation, like, you want to make sure you're never driving while doing any type of meditation or operating any type of heavy machinery or really any machinery. Now, in this case, it's not going to be very long, the guided portion, and you are going to be actively writing and drawing cards. So you really couldn't do those things while driving or operating machinery anyway. So I feel like that disclaimer is kind of NA for this, but I just wanted to mention. But yeah, so we'll get into that now. If you need to take some time to like grab a journal, your decks, get comfy, definitely do that. Maybe like if you want to dim the lights or like light some candles or maybe do some like sage or incense before too, that could be nice to kind of just like get in the mode. But definitely just take your time. If you need to pause this video, go ahead and pause it, get it set up, and then I will be back whenever you're ready. Basically, you can hit play and we will do that guided meditation and the exercise together. All right, so I hope by now that you are all situated and you are ready to do this quick meditation together. So go ahead, just close your eyes, and we're going to start by taking a few deep breaths in and a few deep breaths out together. So deep breath in, hold at the top, and then deep breath out. Again, deep breath in, hold at the top, and deep breath out. Now, I want you to sense, see, feel, or imagine a bright red light in your heart chakra. This light is big, it's bold, it's red like a ruby, and the best part of this color is how rich it is. This represents the energy of a phoenix rising again from the ashes, and I want you to sit in the warmth of this light in your heart chakra, and slowly you start to feel it expand. You feel it start to surround you like a giant cloud of bright, sparkly cosmic dust, and you begin to move forward, to walk forward. You realize that under your feet is a cobblestone path, and that around you, you are walking through a beautiful, magical, cosmic forest. You breathe in and you breathe out. There are so many smells around you. The smell of the planet, the forest, the woodland creatures all around you, chirping, making the most beautiful, cutest, wonderful sounds you have ever heard. But then you recognize some of these sounds around you, they are not from this world. And you continue walking forward through this beautiful, peaceful forest, down this cobblestone path, until you come upon this beautiful wooden desk sitting out in the forest. The desk is yours. You recognize it. It is the desk of your soul, where your soul makes all of the plans for this lifetime and beyond. You decide to take a seat there and realize that there is an open notebook and a quill pen. You pull the notebook towards you and start thinking about what you would like to manifest this spring. You check in with your soul and higher self. You can feel them around you, and you allow yourself to calibrate to the frequency of your soul, so that the pen you're using may be used as a tool to bring your dreams into reality, to bring your manifestations earthbound, guided by your higher self and your plans for this lifetime. Now that you are calibrated to the frequency of your soul, you take the pen and begin to write. You tap into the energy of this coming spring equinox, and you feel into the highest version of yourself. What are they doing? What are they feeling? What are they accomplishing? What new visions or dreams have come into manifestation? Allow yourself to feel the energy and for your pen to hit the page and bring these manifestations into the third dimensional plane. Now, I'm going to invite you to come back into the present. Open your eyes, maybe yawn or stretch, and when you're ready, start writing out your manifestations in the physical. I'm going to go ahead and leave you now and give you a few minutes to complete this. Okay, now that you have had some time to go into your manifestations and your predictions for spring 2026, we're going to go ahead and move into the next part of the ritual. If you need more time to finish writing out your manifestations, please feel free to pause this video and take all of the time you need to finish writing those. If you are ready to move to the next part of the ritual, please go ahead and start drawing all of your cards now and writing down your interpretations of your cards as well as any intuitive messages you receive in your journal or paper. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and wrap up this portion of the ritual as well and return to the screen. But of course, as this is recording, if you need more time to continue drawing cards or interpreting messages, please take all of the time that you need. I'll see you soon. All right, so that was it. That was the spring equinox manifestation ritual and reading. I hope you enjoyed it, and I would love to hear how it was for you. So, if you would like, go ahead and take some time and leave a comment below. Let me know how it was. Even better, like if you want to do this in a group, and maybe I'll put a reminder of that at the beginning, do it in a group, and then you guys can kind of talk to each other about like how it was, like what cards you drew, and what kind of came through and what you're trying to manifest. But I would love to connect, so please feel free to comment below. I do normally read all the comments and reply to all of them, so would love to hear from you if you do want to leave a comment below. Also, the link to my meetup group is linked below if you want to join us live. Sometimes we do these types of rituals, and then we do a lot of other stuff as well. We do a lot of Akashic Record stuff, galactic history stuff, but then also just like general spirituality stuff as well. So if you're interested, please join the group. It is free as of now, March 2026, with the plan to introduce some paid events and then eventually probably move on to a paid platform. So if you're listening to this like way after March 2026, it may still not exist in the same capacity, but just wanted to let you guys know about it. Also, I have my website linked below as well. So if you do want to work with me one-on-one, the best way to do that is to sign up for a reading with me. I have so many different types of readings, and like honestly, like I think they're so cool. I definitely design them as like the readings that I would like to have. Like if I was just a client looking for a reader, like what types of sessions would I like to have? So I think they're super cool. I think they're super fun. I would love to meet you and have a session with you. So if you've enjoyed this and you would like to work with me further, maybe open up your third eye a little more, maybe talk to your spirit guides and your star family, maybe find out your star seed soul origins, what planets you had past lives on. I have literally sessions for all of those. I'm also getting like a message to note the financial abundance attunement. So if you are wanting to bring more financial abundance into your life, I have an attunement where I will attune you to a higher frequency of money, and you'll feel that money flow a lot more easily. So check that out. That's linked below. And yeah, thank you so much for coming. And it was wonderful to have you today. You guys have a great rest of your day and happy spring equinox. Bye.